Hey everyone, my name's Sam and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be making some zesty, spicy cheddar cheese. And I actually have a recipe for this up on the blog already. I'll leave the link for that in the description below. The recipe on my blog is made using cashews and I'm actually going to be using sunflower seeds today. It tastes just as delicious and it's a lot cheaper. I'm going to be making a few other substitutions from my original recipe, so I'll leave whatever I do in the description down below. I'm going to make this cheese and then I'm going to be adding it to a homemade cheese board. So let's get started with the cheese recipe. These are the ingredients you're going to need. It looks overwhelming, but most of it is just spices. Got some liquid soy seasoning, tahini, lemon juice, nutritional yeast, dry mustard, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, cayenne pepper, turmeric, smoked paprika, chili peppers or dried chili flakes. I have very few left. Some agar powder, apple cider vinegar. Oh yeah, and of course the base of the cheese, which is some sunflower seeds. I just boiled these for probably about half an hour and then just let them soak in the water while I was preparing everything else. The first step of this recipe, which I've already done, is going to be soaking or boiling your sunflower seeds that you're going to be using, and you're going to want to use a half a cup of them. So next you're going to want to get out your blender and then start adding all of the ingredients except for the agar powder. So I'm going to start by adding my half cup of boiled sunflower seeds. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon each of onion powder and garlic powder. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Then I'm going to do a half teaspoon of dry mustard, a half teaspoon of turmeric, and a half teaspoon of smoked paprika. And then I'm also going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Next I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of tahini. So in my original recipe I used miso paste. I don't have any, so I'm just going to use about 3/4 of a tablespoon of some soy sauce, tamari, whatever you have. And then I'm going to add in a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. The recipe on my blog also calls for Dijon mustard, but I'm out right now and I think it tastes fine without it. And then the chili peppers actually don't go in the cheese. You're going to use that just in whatever dish that you put your cheese in, just so it has a little bit of decoration at the top. So it's optional, you don't even have to do that. And the recipe on the blog also uses some unsweetened milk, but I don't have any of that right now either, and I just use water and that works just fine. So now you're just going to want to add a half a cup plus 3 tablespoons of water into all of this. Now you're just going to want to blend everything until it's nice and smooth. So now that you have that all blended up, you're going to want to grab some sort of large dish that you can put your cheese in, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil in it and rub it all around. This will just make it easier to get the cheese out when it's done setting. And then if you have any spices you just want to put on the bottom of the bowl, it'll be on the top of your cheese when you take it out after. So I'm just using whatever I had left of my chili flakes. Now what I'm going to do is add 1 cup of water to a pot, as well as 2 tablespoons of agar powder. This was from Woodman's last time I was in the States. I don't really know where to get it in Canada. I've had a hard time finding it, but if you can find it, agar cheeses are fun to make. So now you're just gonna want to mix this all together before you even turn the heat on. And then you're just gonna turn this on to high heat and continuously mix it. And then once you notice this starting to bubble, you're going to want to turn your blender back on its highest speed and then let this go for another minute or so. And then you're going to have to quickly start pouring it into the running blender so that it gets all mixed in with the rest of the cheese. So I literally just shut the blender off. I need to work quickly because this does set relatively quick. Oh no, I've already got chunks stuck in the blender. There we go. I've gotten just about all of it out of the blender. Smooth it out as best as you can. You can bang out the air bubbles too. And then you're just gonna stick this in the fridge, and it's probably gonna need to set for about an hour or two. So it's only been a few minutes and this is what was left on the spatula, but it's already thickening. I'll be back when the cheese is hardened to show you how it turned out, and I'll also show you the cheese plate I'm gonna be making. So here's the cheese. I just dumped it upside down and then cut it into some pieces. Now I'm just going to assemble a cheese plate and add some of this cheese to it. Here's the finished cheese plate. We've got some olives with some garlic in there, some pickled cucumbers I made, banana peppers. That is vegan cream cheese mixed with strawberry jam with more strawberry jam on top. And then there's the cheese I made, of course. These are some gluten-free crackers made by Good Thins. I've never tried these ones before, but they're pretty tasty. Sunflower seeds and cranberries, and some apple slices. If you make this recipe, let me know how it turns out. You can tag me on Instagram at HempVeganLove. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like it, and make sure you're subscribed to me here on YouTube. Stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.